happens if you stop paying child support? My name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. I'll tell you, a lot of people don't realize that child support is not a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. It's a court order. Okay? And if you don't follow a court order, you can face contempt, you can be fined, you can lose other benefits, you can be jailed. You got to be very careful about that. The court will set up like income withholding, so there's sort of a direct deposit kind of thing going on so that you can keep on top of your child support. But, don't forget, if you don't pay it and you get behind, they can get a judgment against you, they can garnish your employers, they can do all these things. So you really want to avoid accumulating any kind of arrearage at all. And you have to understand that, people will accumulate arrearage in most cases, not because they don't care, but they just don't know how to deal with a situation where all of a sudden their wages are cut, or there you have a prolonged period of unemployment, or they're sick in the hospital and they can't work. So, people will be in that situation, then they'll come out, they'll have a $5,000 arrearage and they don't know how to pay it, so they don't. And they don't do anything about it because they're worried that if they go to court, the court will say, well, you owe all this money. So therefore they ignore it. And the $5,000 becomes $10,000, becomes $15,000, becomes $20,000. And all of a sudden they're facing felonies because they haven't paid support. The court wants you to try and take care of the problem. If you are behind, file a motion with the court, ask for some kind of payment plan, ask that the support be reduced, explain to the court what the problem is, get ahead of it. There are very few things in life that if neglected, they somehow improve. This is not one of those things that will be improved by neglect. This is a thing that gets worse and worse and worse if you neglect it. So let's try not to do so. In these kind of hardship situations, what you should be doing, by the way, is filing a motion to modify the support. You tell the court you're in the hospital, you can't work. Tell the court you've been laid off. Tell them something so that they know that you'll take care of it when things get better, but right now you're not neglecting it. Explain to the court, and the court has the ability to reduce your support, can reduce it to a dime. The court can do that if the court feels that there is a compelling reason why you can't pay the support now. But you got to be on top of it. If you need that support downward modified, you got to file that motion. If you, and on the flip side, if you're a recipient and you need a raise because your income has just been reduced, the other side's making more money, you got to file the appropriate motion. A lot of people that say, I don't want to do it because I don't want to have to hire a lawyer. Think how much money, though, this is going to cost you if you leave it be and you don't tend to it. So I do understand that every case is different. Of course, in some cases it makes sense to do it. Some cases it makes sense to wait on it. If you have a question about your particular case, of course, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.